The MMA drop is back, episode 3. Firstly, I got to apologise for the time away, for the hiatus. I've got a legitimate excuse. My baby boy Jack was born 4 months ago, and having 2 young kids, it's hard to find the time, to do a little video. Hence why I'm trying to slip one in work today. So that's the reason for why it's been a while for the content. I do apologise for the lack of content. I know you've all had sleepless nights. I know you've all been, when's he back? Oh, when's he coming back? I can't believe this. He set it up and now he's gone away. Well, I'm here. So cool your pies. So this episode, we're going to talk about UFC 228, the main event and the co-main event. It's Darren Till versus Tyron Woodley for the main event, and Valentina Shevchenko challenging Nico Montano for the women's flyweight title. First time it's been fought in the UFC. So the co-main event first. Shevchenko is a massive favourite, and rightly so. She's the biggest favourite as a title challenger in the UFC's history. And I can, she's a world champion Muay Thai striker. She went toe to toe with Amanda Nunes. Lost a split decision. I thought she won that fight. I thought she absolutely should have won that fight against Amanda Nunes. Amanda Nunes is stepping up to fight Chris Cyborg in 145. So that just shows what kind of fighter Shevchenko is. Excuse me. So she's got world champion Muay Thai. And she's got slick submissions off her back. If you don't forget, if you remember, she submitted Juliana Pena off her back with a sneaky little armbar. So she's got skills all across the board, and she's a force to be reckoned with, and that is why she is the favourite. Now, Nico Montano, she was on The Ultimate Fighter. They created that show to create a champion of the 125 division, because there wasn't a division then. There was 115 and 135. So they created that show to create a champion. And then she won the show, and then she was injured and she's been off for a while. She is predominantly a wrestler, a grappler. She's got a good top game, good ground and pound. Her stand-up game is there, but it's not, it's not as good as her ground game. But she is not on the same level as Valentina Shevchenko. I mean, you can never have a certainty in MMA. That's why it's so exciting. But the caliber that Shevchenko's fought is phenomenal. She has fought some of the best of the best. I mean, before she was in the UFC, she was fighting Joanna Jędrzejczyk on numerous occasions and beating her. In Muay Thai fights, and in the UFC, she's just been on a tear. Shevchenko is a certified badass, right? She dresses like she's in fucking Tomb Raider just for casual wear. She's got a tattoo of a gun on her body, on her side there. She is, when she's not training to beat the shit out of people, she's shooting guns for shits and giggles. Like, she is a certified Russian badass. And she lives and breathes and sleeps combat sports. She trains in the woods. She's just one of those crazy, just so, every aspect of her life has got something to do with combat sports, whether it's in the MMA world or whatever it might be. She is just a badass. You know what I mean? She just looks like she's out of a fucking like an action movie. Do you know what I mean? You could stick her in any action film, like a fucking Expendables. Stick her in there, Russian bad guy. Boom. So she is a force to be reckoned with. I think this is her division. It's a natural weight class, because don't forget, fighting at 135, she didn't have to cut any weight. She would just, stroll in, weigh in, and nail it. Now she gets to cut 10 pounds, which is, a doddle for professionals, and she can fight at a natural weight class. I do believe she's going to steamroll Nico. I don't think she's going to do it straight away. I think it's going to take 3 rounds. So my prediction for this fight is a third round TKO win for Valentina. I think she gets it done TKO via strikes. It's going to be Ann New women's flyweight champion. The main event, Tyron Woodley taking on Darren Till. Before I talk about the fight, I want to talk about a little thing that I've had a little inkling, I don't know. I just think that Darren Till is making this weight cut become a topic of conversation to try and fuck with Tyron's head. I don't know why I think this, but I've got a feeling, I could be wrong on this, could be wrong, but I've got a feeling that Darren Till is on weight and he's going to smash his weight. He's going to hit 170 on the nose, and he's letting the question mark over whether he's going to make weight or not just carry on as a topic of conversation, because it does a couple of things to Tyron. It makes Tyron doubt what's going to happen on Saturday night, because I know obviously we don't know anyway, but if Tyron has got, he's got to take into consideration that, let's just say that his weight is an issue, yeah? And Tyron has to take into consideration whether he's going to fight an on-weight Darren Till, an overweight Darren Till, a Kamaru Usman, who's like the understudy, for lack of a better term, for the fight. He's making weight and been training in the background in case somebody falls out. So he could fight underweight, overweight Darren Till, Kamaru Usman, or nobody. It's 4 options he's got to try and think of his, in his mind when he starts thinking about Saturday night. If Darren Till's weight is an issue, those 4 things are a possibility. So if Darren Till starts doing interviews saying, yeah, my weight cut's fucking fine, mate, I'm smashing it, mate, I learn from my mistakes, I'm going to kill it. If he says all that, then Darren Till's got, Tyron Woodley's got nothing to worry about, but he can sort of maybe, switch some things off in his mind. If he's thinking, what's he going to weigh on fight night, then, he's got to think about these other alternative options that may or may not happen. So I got a feeling, because if you remember when Darren Till fought Wonderboy Thompson, in his interviews before the fight, he was saying, I'm going to come out aggressive. I'm going to get in his face. It's going to have I'm going to come out all guns blazing, and that sort of game plan, kind of revealing his game plan, which is always a big no because it's just stupid. So he was kind of like sort of saying what he was going to do or how he was going to approach it, and that made Wonderboy Thompson have an idea of what kind of approach he was going to take. Because after the fight, Wonderboy was saying, I thought he was going to come out more aggressively, and then Darren Till had said, you thought I was going to come out aggressive because I said it in the interviews. So he does like a little bit of a pre-match tactic, Darren Till. He doesn't talk shit, he talks truth, he says what's on his mind, but he's not a shit talker like Conor McGregor. He doesn't try and get in your head that way, but he might try and plant a little seed of thought process that, you know what I mean? Like, so how am I going to approach the fight? Am I going to make weight? These little question marks can alter the way the opponent, approaches their game. So I got a feeling, I don't know why, I just don't think Darren Till's going to fuck about with his weight on this one. He lost a lot of respect in the last fight. He's a professional. He's made 170 before, and I think he's going to, excuse me, I think he's gonna make sure it really works out for him. I don't think he's gonna take the risk of it being a touch and go situation. So, in my opinion, I could be wrong, but I think that might be going on with Darren Till and Tyron Woodley. Now, the fight. We all know Tyron Woodley's explosive. We all know he's explosive. He is, he's got a good wrestling top game, and he's quick and he's powerful. But he's a smaller guy, and I got a feeling that Darren Till is not going to be worried about his takedown, and he's not going to be worried about his striking, and he is going to get in Tyron's face. Because if you think about the common denominator between Darren Till and Tyron Woodley is Wonderboy Thompson. Wonderboy Thompson has got this style that kind of makes you a bit hesitant. Well, Darren Till their fight was a little bit sort of hesitant and a bit of a stalemate, and the second fight with Woodley against Thompson was a bit of a stalemate. So we can't actually say that it was Tyron or Darren's fault in that. I mean, you just can't go in all guns blazing. You've seen what happened to the people who go in all guns blazing against Wonderboy Thompson. They end up on their fucking arse. So you take that out of the equation. Now you've got Darren Till and Tyron Woodley. I think they're going to throw down. I think Darren Till is going to be able to stuff the takedown, and I think he's going to be able to outstrike Woodley. Now, I'm not saying that you can always say, oh yeah, but Woodley can knock him out. We can always say what something may. We can always sit on the fence. It's easy to sit on the fence. We've got to make bold predictions. So therefore, what I'm saying is, I think that Darren Till is going to win a decision over Tyron Woodley. It's not going to be a boring decision, but it will go 5 rounds. And my prediction is Darren Till is going to stuff takedowns, and he's going to be able to outstrike Tyron Woodley, and he's going to become the new welterweight champion. So there you go, new flyweight women's champion Shevchenko, round 3 TKO, and new welterweight champion Darren Till, and that's it. What I'll do is I will do a video after the weekend, so we'll do a review and a recap, and we'll talk about what went down, and then we'll review and we'll do a preview of the next UFC event, which is going to be in Moscow. I think it's Hunt versus Oleinik, I think, in Moscow, but we'll see what it is and we'll talk about it. So yeah, that's it from me. Enjoy the fights, and I'll see you next week.